I know I might be northern and we're not exactly renowned for having the best manners, but I wouldn't ordinarily start a video like this. A few of you with a good eye have noticed a couple of fancy sticks in a bag knocking around in the back of some of my videos. Let's just say I was at the grass range the other day, working on my short game, went to grab a wedge out of my bag, took a huge gouge out of my nail. Never happened to me before. I don't know what's going on. I'm getting weak. Anyway, I've had to wrap it up because it's not that painful. It's just not nice to look at. And you know, when you do something like that, you catch it on everything. And that's just disgusting. So today, I'm going to keep it simple. Play to my own strengths. I'm going to teach you how to play the guitar solo from Aubrey, mine and Gab's latest single. And I'm going to try and do it with a plaster on this finger. So if you missed it, me and Gab actually started writing some music together under the name Stray Familiar, and our first single was called Aubrey. You can check out the video there, and then you'll find ways to listen to the track in the description. But we decided to turn it into a little series called Decades, where we do a song inspired by each decade, 60s, 70s, 80s, 90s, noughties. And that includes our favourite tracks and your favourite tracks, so you can get involved as well. So I'm in the key of D major for this solo. First part of the solo goes like this. So we start on the 17th fret of the B, and you're going to do a double whole tone bend, let it fall down and away, and then use this index finger to mute the surrounding strings, and you're going to rake back up to that 17. Vibrato on the note D, fret 15, root note, and then we have this. So it's kind of like a little hiccup. It's just for percussive effect. And then sliding up to the 16 on the G, 15 on the B. Oblique bend, 17th fret of the B and the E. The more that you can get them to kind of ring together, the better. So another little pre-bend rake, let it down. And then we've got this. So we go back from the 15 down to the 16, B to G. 14 on the high E, and then slide from D to E. Vibrato, you're going to need a plaster with a very angry face on it in order to get the same vibrato as me. So if you can't afford one of them, it's tough shit. Here I am again, reminding you that if you are enjoying these videos, then hit like, subscribe, and the bell next to it. Then you get a little notification the next time I upload, and I won't have to waffle on like this. Probably still will though, won't I? Anyway, the next lick I'm about to show you is actually my favourite lick of the solo. This is something that I've never kind of had under my fingers before, so it's always more enjoyable when you kind of create something that you struggle with at first, but you know what it's supposed to sound like and how you want it to go. And then you have to figure it out on the fretboard, and you teach yourself to get better with your own lick. If you like it, let me know in the comments below. If you don't like it, still let me know, because that's good for me, but you know, it'll be a tough read. So what we've got here is that kind of little rhythmic hiccup entry again, sliding up to the 16 on the G, 15 on the B hammer on to 17, 15 on the high E. Bend that 17 on the B up a whole step. Then we've got this little pinky stretching up to the 19. Hit it twice and then rebend that 17 twice. It's supposed to kind of sound like you're hanging on for dear life. Then we've got the 17 on the high E, bending up and down very quickly. Pull off back to that 15. Slide back to the 14. 16 on the G, and then we've got this. That's a quick little hammer on, 14, 15, pinky up to 17, and then back. Now this last part of the solo is actually Gab's favourite part, and I want to talk a little bit about it, just because we've got the inside scoop for once. We wrote this song. We know a little bit more about it, more so than me teaching you someone else's tune and making assumptions. Basically, at this point in the track, lyrically, you've met this guy, he's got a tattoo of an ex's name on it. You do some digging, you find some photos, you get the hots for this girl. So much so that you actually want to go and meet her, try and find her in a bar and, you know, get it on with her. Poor bloke. It's not me, by the way. I've only got Bowie Slash and this naked Zeppelin dude on my arm. There's no Aubrey tattoo on me. But yeah, he's at home at this point, and things are kind of spiraling out of control. So my idea for the last lick of the solo was something that sounded like it was kind of spiraling out of control, which is why I went for this kind of like linear descending pattern with legato. Ba-da-ba-dum, 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 and it makes its way from the higher octave to the lower octave, and then there's a little bit of an exciting lick at the end where it resolves. So it's not just a solo with like mindless playing. I was kind of thinking about what's happening in the song, and I thought you would find that interesting. If you haven't found it interesting, that is a shame. Simply, you're descending down the D major scale on a single string, and you go down in sets of 3 and then back up 1, and you use legato. So starting on the note D, 15th fret of the B string, I'll set you off 15, 14, 12. And when you get to that 14, you then pull off and slide back. When you get down to the 2nd fret, the middle finger would then hit the octave, the root note for the first time, and then you pull off to open, 4th fret of the G to open via the 2nd fret, and then you're going to hammer on, so you go the other way for the first time, open D, 024, 024 on the G, and finish on your root note. It's actually hard with the plaster, but we're getting through it. I'm working hard with that plaster. Look at him, he's got the sweats. He's done it. I've actually tabbed out the entire track, and you can grab that on my Patreon, help support the channel. It includes all the guitars, because there's a lot, as we know. Luke made a point of mentioning that in the original video. It was very funny. But it includes anything very obvious and anything kind of buried and supporting, because I wanted you to see and understand my entire workflow. But yeah, I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, don't forget to hit like, subscribe, bell next to it, and drop me a comment. Let me know whether you think me and this guy did it justice. He's a rude little bastard, isn't he? Catch you in the next one.